Good evening, or whenever you're watching it. Who knows what time you're watching it? So maybe it's morning, maybe it's afternoon, maybe it's evening. Hello out there. Hello, everybody who came out to listen to 15 great jokes about the defective receivership. Now, I just picked that out of the blue just to kind of do a change of pace. So I thank all of you who are here to hear those jokes. But before I start those jokes, usually I start with the jokes, but here I'm going to start with today, um, it's like 20 minutes ago, I saw a story that I thought was very relevant to anybody in the GTII, MMTLP, etc. crowd. And oh, by the way, I hope you appreciate my fancy attire here. Um, Now, it's unusual for me to wear a tie to these live streams, but tonight I did just out of formality. And I've been to black tie affairs. I've been to apparently like fancier than a black tie is a white tie, but uh, the wildest arrangement of clothing I've ever seen are at the Mai Tai parties. It's a little joke there. Okay, that was my funny. That was my personal funny. I hope you enjoy the tie. It goes well with the Italian sweatshirt. So that's kind of the combination. I think the yellow goes well with the red. I believe myself. So as I was preparing for this, and I will get to the jokes, I came across a story, and it broke. At least it's updated 8:05 p.m. Eastern time. And the story is short seller Andrew Left found guilty of securities fraud. And so he was found guilty today by a Los Angeles jury of securities fraud. And what he was accused of doing was pumping up the stock and then selling it. Like some people might call that like a pump and dump. So he apparently would send out tweets, certain tweets about companies to bolster their prices. And apparently also at the same time, and he would do those on X most of the time. Obviously, that's what a tweet would be, dummy, talking to myself. And but at the same time, he would have emails or conversations with other people that seemed to directly contradict what he was claiming. And he also had the audacity, this is, if the outcome, he decided to testify in his own behalf. He testified in his own behalf because apparently there were so many damning emails and transactions and tweets that he must have felt, because his counsel probably told him they can't testify, but he must have felt that if he didn't testify, that he would be found guilty of securities fraud. But he did testify. The jury was out. It was a 3-week trial. The jury was out or deliberated for 2 days. He was convicted of securities fraud. He tried to, I guess, convince the jury that everything was, innocent in terms of his activities. But I guess on cross-examination, and this is the reason why you don't testify if you're the defendant, on cross-examination, I think they kind of ripped him, going through his emails and causing criticism. And the whole issue, the bigger issue is using social media to manipulate stocks. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard that as an issue, but that was the underlying issue. And ironically, the amount in dispute, apparently the amount he was able to secure from investors was $20 million, but it was over, here it is. So prosecutors said he earned about $20 million from such trades from 2018 to 2023. So that's 5 years. So that's a lot of money. And I was thinking about GTII. This is not a joke, by the way. I was thinking about GTII and how, at least according to the receivership, somebody made $10 million in like 2 weeks. And I've heard other reports saying that some of the top organizational leadership might have made more than $40 million. So interesting to me that Andrew Lett, who happens to be famous as a short seller, was convicted involving $20 million. And I haven't heard anything with our situation, which seems to be at least as severe in a shorter period of time. So anyway, I believe there is a financial securities division in LA. So I think that's why they do some of the prosecutions here. I just thought it was interesting in light of the short selling using social media, kind of the pump and dump aspect of it, the amount, the fact that it happened today. I thought that was interesting. Now, when I decided to do the video or the live stream, whatever, I didn't know about that. So literally I saw it, so I figured I'd discuss it. So I threw it out there. Interesting coincidence. Now we can move on. So I kind of decided I was going to, until the audit and a transaction is complete, I'm going to regularly kind of remind you that it's not complete. And we're going to test out, this is purely science, a scientific effort. But what we intend to do, and I think I did it the last time, was intend to experiment with various AI in terms of the models and their joke telling ability. And tonight I'm comparing this, I'm going with Claude, which is from Anthropic, which is going to go public soon. But Claude has multiple models. So I think there's Sonnet, which Sonnet's 4.6, and Opus, which is 4.8. So we're going to get some indication of which of those models is funnier. Because I think that's the most important thing about AI, is to determine which of the models provides the funniest jokes. So I'll start out with the question, and I went progressively. I went with the lower model first, and then I went to the higher model. The higher model has more compute, more analytical abilities. I think it's also, in my opinion, it's a better joke, makes better jokes too. But I'll let you be the judge of that. So the title of the live stream was 15 jokes about defects in the receivership. And my first question to Claude, and this was to 4.6, was 5 best joke reasons that the GTII audit is not complete. And he says, here are the 5, he or she says, it says, here are 5 joke reasons the GTII audit is not complete. And again, this is using the lower end model. 1, the auditors are still auditing the auditors. Someone raised a concern about who watches the Watchmen, and now there's a 47 slide deck on auditor audit methodology. 2, the spreadsheet has a tab called quotation marks final underscore V2 underscore really final underscore use this one. Nobody can agree which version is the real final, and the original file has since been corrupted, quarantined, and renamed 3 times. 3, the key stakeholder is just about to jump on a call. They've been about to jump on that call since Q3. The call does not exist. 4, someone accidentally CC'd the whole company on a do not reply email. The ensuing 200 reply chain buried the actual audit request and now it lives somewhere on page 4 of everyone's inbox. And 5, the scope was just slightly expanded. For the 11th time, it now includes a full review of decisions made between 2003 and present, 3 subsidiaries that no longer exist, and Kevin's home office setup. Okay, so those are the 5 from Sonnet 4.6. Now let's go to Opus 4.8. Same question. My instruction here is Same question as above, but make the answer super funny. And it starts off, here are 5 jokes for why the GTI audit isn't done, cranked up to maximum chaos. That was his response. Interesting. I didn't ask for maximum chaos. The models gave us maximum chaos. 1, the audit achieved sentience and settled itself, and audited itself into an existential crisis. It's currently in therapy, journaling, and taking some time to figure out what it really wants from this engagement with respect to its boundaries. 2, Brenda from compliance opened the master file in Excel, said, not responding, but the program and both the program and Brenda. She has been staring at the spinning wheel of death for so long that she now considers it a colleague. She brings it coffee. 3, the audit trail led directly into the woods, and we have not seen it since. Search parties have been deployed. We found a single footnote and what we believe to be a partially eaten pivot table. Hope is fading. 4, someone asked a quick clarifying question in the kickoff meeting 8 months ago, and we have been trapped in that meeting ever since. 2 analysts have aged visibly. 1 person was hired, onboarded, and retired entirely within a single agenda item. And 5, the scope expanded so aggressively, it now has its own gravitational field. Light cannot escape it. It started as a routine review and currently includes the audit, the universe, the heat death of the universe, and Kevin's home office setup still under review. Same model, asking the last 5 questions. And the question I asked is, with the same spirit as the last response, give me the 5 funniest reasons GTII has not been able to consummate a transaction with another company. And it says, here are the 5 reasons. Reason number 1, the merger was 99% complete until both sides realized neither one wanted to be the one to combine the email systems. A standoff ensued. The deal now sits frozen in a Mexican standoff over whose IT department has to merge the shared drives, and Kevin's home office setup is somehow blocking the integration. Still under review. 2, someone said, let's circle back after the holidays, and we forgot to specify which holidays. It's been 4 sets of holidays. We're now technically waiting on a long weekend that may not exist in any known calendar. Morale is being maintained via increasing aspirational catering. 3, the term sheet keeps getting one more small tweak until it has more red ink than a crime scene. Legal has revised it so many times, the document now flinches when you open it. Version 94 introduced a typo. Version 95 was created to fix the typo. The typo remains. Number 4, or number 14, every time both CEOs are finally free at the same time, Mercury goes into retrograde and someone's flight gets canceled. The deal has been happening next week for so long that next week is now considered a mythical place like Atlantis or a fully reconciled balance sheet. And last but not least, the other company's due diligence team found our organizational chart and has not stopped laughing. They requested clarification on why 3 boxes just say David with a question mark. We do not have a David. We never had a David. The investigation is ongoing. I'll let you be the judge. Other than the introductory joke, which was mine, the next 15 are Claude. So let me know which one you preferred, the first 5, second 5, or third 5. And let's clap for Andrew Lett getting what appears to be his just dessert. And again, I'll keep on letting you know if, in fact, the audit has been completed and if a transaction has been done. And as of Monday, since the last live stream 2 days ago, the audit has not been completed and there's no transaction that has been completed. To all you out there, thanks for watching. Have a great night. Hope you enjoyed some of those jokes. I thought some of them were funny. And that's it. Take care.